Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to another live stream, global mass meditation journey, all of the above. We're in for an adventure today. Let me know where you're from in the live chat. As we go along here, let me know you can hear me and see me okay. We will hopefully proceed through without any live stream glitches today. We had a very interesting synchronicity last week, which the inner circle Patreon members are aware of. I did a quick sort of gematria and numerology check on last week as we had a live stream glitch at a certain time as I was about to bring in Amun Ra, Investor and Helios, the solar logos, and the number gematria results that came up from the exact time that the glitch started and when it reconnected. There was an undeniable crazy synchronicity that we had. So anyway, if we get any of those today, we'll just roll with them as we normally do. Got a very powerful show for you planned today, as ever. And we've got another message from Archangel Michael, which came in early week. And those of you who thought that we had finished our series with the Archangels, think again. We are just getting started, as I keep saying to you all, as the ascension journey really is about to begin, even though it feels like some of you hearing that will go, oh my God, like what have we got left to do? And the answer is a lot, because the ascension is not about you or me. It's about the species. It's about serving the divine. So those of you who are familiar with our live shows here are well into our 90-day challenge of the Throne of God practice. Of course, we had a bolt on to that last week, which is really a healing practice. So we're going to have a check-in on that in a little bit. But it's a really powerful time in the world because we're heading towards the mother of all disclosures, which, of course, is the title for today's show, which is the unveiling of things in Antarctica. And it's very funny because the telepathic connection between the entirety of the community seems to be getting stronger, as when I will receive a message through and I won't share anything online, I will see other people posting the same themes. So it seems like there is divine intelligence at work, especially with the family of light. This happens over and over and over again. I don't talk about it so much just because it becomes so familiar now. It's very strange if it doesn't happen. And I did notice on X that we were already preparing this show, I don't know, well late into last week. Right after our live stream, we got into preparing this show because Antarctica is coming. And I'll get into that in a second. And Michael Saller posted something on Antarctica, a show or a couple of shows. I can't remember what, but I'm like, oh, that's interesting because we obviously communicate, but we don't communicate day to day. And we certainly don't share our content ideas. So we're just synced up, and it's very amazing to see that. And tonight is about Antarctica. But more importantly, the thing that's driving the disclosures that are coming forth from Antarctica. Now, I mentioned to you last week that I'd been given information that when a certain thing was mentioned, I knew that the disclosure snowball was really on the edge of the hill. And that was the MK Ultra hearings, some other things, but the MK Ultra hearings ultimately. And the reason why these are important is because, of course, we go back to Project Paperclip, which is mentioned many, many times in the hearings and many times in the information surrounding the hearings, which goes back, of course, to Antarctica. It's the main thing, which is one of the reasons the White Hats are bringing this forward now. It's a multifaceted disclosure funnel that we're seeing. And it's a very clever one from what I can see, because it is rendering the cabal virtually inert when it comes to being able to mess with disclosure. Now, of course, that's not entirety, but it is mostly. We've got these multiple lanes of calculated disclosure that seem to be coming forth from the White Hats. And it's a very interesting geometry that is being put forth. And we don't, even though we get information that I don't necessarily share, we don't really know what the next move is going to be. But I do know they're going towards Antarctica because with the things that have been controlled from that as a hub, as well as some of the moon control hubs and other places on the Earth. Antarctica is a main one. And those of you who are familiar with the Alien franchise series, it's a very interesting series, that Ridley Scott's initial Alien 1, 2, and 3, before it kind of got a bit silly. But I still watch them anyway. But in the first Alien movie, iconic movie, you'll notice at the beginning, go and watch the movie, don't take my word for it, Sigourney Weaver sends in a mayday to a base on Earth, and it's to Antarctica. So right back in the 70s and 80s, we were receiving disclosure of this, that there were major things underneath the ice right back then. So there's no reason at all for, at that time, certainly what was being released in the mainstream, for a mainstream movie to mention Antarctica as a base, as an HQ base for Earth. It would make no sense at all. So it was very curious to see that many, many years ago. Anyway, okay. Who's ready for a reading? Let me grab some water here. I've got a really, really, really cool live show for you here about Antarctica, but more importantly, about consciousness. Okay. So we're going to get straight into this now. There's no bookmarks in here. Those of you who are not familiar with our live streams, we do a starseed reading from the Starseed Bible, which is Barbara Marciniak's Earth, one of the Bibles. Of course, the Law of One is another one, in my view. So we're going to just close our eyes for a second. I'm going to read about a page and a half real quick. And we're going to ask our Pleiadian guides to stop my finger. I'm going to do a live skim through on the pages to what we need to hear as a collective right now. It's completely unplanned, as it always is. So let's take a breath or two as a group right now and call upon our Pleiadian team of light, the emissary groups, and our Pleiadian teams to be with us. I had some very interesting dreams last night about being on craft, so I may or may not get into that, but I have a feeling that was Pleiadian. So let us bring in that energy now. What do we need to hear as a group at this time? Okay, here we go. Okay. Page 148. There it is. All right, buckle in. Here we go. If quality of life and existence is tampered with, humans are not able to produce the formulas. Okay, I'm not sure what it's referring to here. We are asking all of you to feel the energy of these beings who wish to merge with you. Ask them to give you a sign. Say, my work is for my own upliftment and that of the planet. If you are in alignment with this, welcome. If you are not, don't even come around. I'm not available for that kind of nonsense. You need to state this. You can also say, energy wishing to work through me, I'm willing to be one of your life manifestations on the planet. I want to learn who you are and understand you. I don't know what this is about, but we need to hear it. I intend to be energized by your presence. If you have abilities to access energy that I do not have, and I am willing to make room for this energy in my body, share these abilities with me, please. If the energies appearing don't appeal to you, don't be afraid to say the doors are closed. Excuse me, you're not my cup of tea. I'm going to find someone else. You will find someone else because your standard will create your experience. Once you are comfortable with establishing friendships with the so-called invisibles, they're referring to high dimensional beings here, you may further understand and explore the not my cup of tea types. All, indeed, are part of the whole relationship. Be more in charge. There are many more things that are necessary to prepare your body to accommodate awareness of multidimensional energy. Here we go. Yoga, stretching, breathing, and algae and herbs to supplement your body, create room for energy to operate. A body is needed that accommodates the vibration of multidimensional intelligence. So perhaps some of your work involves this preparation. Question the energies that want to work with you. On Earth, it is considered rude to question a god or a goddess. There's that word again. Just as it may have been rude to question an adult when you were a child. Children are meant to be seen, not heard. As children of the gods, you apply the same invisibility and unquestionable seniority principle. We are suggesting you question everything, including whatever we say, for not only do you have the right to question, you have the responsibility. This is key to being sovereign, owning your own body and commanding your reality into being. Right, last little bit. Learn to create spirals that come out of your solar plexus. That's curious. And reach into the visions of your various selves. You will find that the spirals will connect you with your purpose. Do not judge the selves that see from your third dimensional point of view, for judgments create traps and loops of reality that repeat the same theme in different costumes throughout time. One of the agreements that many of you made was to move beyond judgment on this journey, and it is essential to maintain that stance. Pleiadian Keys to the Living Library by the amazing Barbara Marciniak, who brought through some of the original Pleiadian channelings in the 80s that we have today, just as potent today. Of course, the higher dimensional beings are beyond time and space, so it doesn't matter what time this information comes through, largely. So very cool. Go and check that out, guys. Let's get into tonight's broadcast. Greetings from Las Vegas, Florida, Amsterdam. Goodness me. New Zealand. It was an amazing message from Ashtar, Wings of Light. I agree. New Mexico. France, Florida, Spokane, Washington, Ontario, Australia, Sri Lanka. Amazing. Texas, Montana, Colorado, California, Ontario again, Missouri, Florida, Maryland, Arizona, Mississippi. Amazing. Truly global. Very cool. Saskatchewan, Canada. All right, guys. Welcome all of you, Argentina. I know you're going to keep posting. We got to get into tonight's show. I've made a pact to myself to make these shows a bit shorter. So Antarctica, holy moly. Who caught that message from Ashtar earlier in the week? That was pretty powerful. I had to redact that a little bit. I'm sorry. Yes, I do have to do that sometimes. Okay, quick housekeeping. Those of you who want to join Patreon who are not yet joined, come and join the inner circle, guys. It is where it's at. When you see the screen, hit the join button up here. Do not hit where the cross is. Do not gift now. Okay, hit the join button, and that will bring you forth to membership. We are currently in the midst of our 90-day Throne of God challenge. Those of you who are inner circle members who are not yet in the group chat, come on down. This is how you access the group chat. Go to chats, group chats, and you should see a Throne of God 90-day challenge group chat to join. So if you're not that yet there, come join us, guys. Some wonderful commentary, amazing people in there. Come and say hi. Come and share your experience. All right, quickly here. That shouldn't be July 14th, or should it? Maybe it should. We made an error during the week here. We uploaded a transcript that was not the correct transcript, and subsequently had to reload the Nyala message of about the goddess light, the goddess returning energy. So our apologies for that. I did outline to the family of light on Patreon why that was. So I'm not going to go over that again. You got to go and check out that post. But sometimes messages do slip through the net, guys, and we appreciate you when you point out things that are awry or not aligned, because sometimes things do escape us, even though we do our best. Okay, so yes, this is a very, very important transmission. There's so much goddess stuff coming through right now, and there's no accident that I was urged to post this slightly older transmission from Nyala, which came through a while ago. The goddess is living intelligence. She's present at the edge of a cell at the edge of an ocean, at the edge of one heart meeting another, the sacred place where an inner world and an outer world exchange information without losing their distinctness. Goddess is relationship becoming conscious. Of course, this is in contrast to the patriarchal God that is in most religions. Okay, the goddess light brings back in the reason why the goddess energy is so important is because it offsets this patriarchal imbalance that has been really brought forth from religions. And coming from Christianity for many years myself, I can certainly relate to that. There's still a lot of he and father and that kind of thing, because that was brought forth by Yeshua, Jesus. And it was only brought forth by him, in my view, because he needed to be able to speak to, at least reach, some of the Hebrew teachings. He needed to piggyback off that. Otherwise, the teachings that he was bringing forth would never have got anywhere near landing. And because it was so far removed from the Hebraic religious teachings, so we had to piggyback on some of these existing concepts. And one of them was a patriarchal God, right? So clever in many ways, because it allowed him to reach people with that. But this is now the rebalancing of this. Now, of course, those of you who are well imbued with the 90-day Throne of God practice are probably experiencing, if you're not, I want you to sort of start to get into the understanding of the nature of God. We'll get into this in a little bit, but what you can start to do is you can start to ask Creator. Now, part of you building a relationship with God, with Creator, with the infinite, is to be able to interact. Okay. The reason why most people have got no idea that they can live by this harmonious energy that is God, live by grace, is because they don't spend time. They don't know it's available for a start, but they don't spend time building a relationship, right? Now, if you think about it on the human level, it's very basic, it's very simple. If you don't spend time with a friend for years and years and years, you generally don't get to know what they're doing. You don't get to know who they are, who they're becoming. You don't build a relationship. Okay. Now, there are exceptions to that rule, but that's for the most part in human relations. Think about that with your relationship with divine, with the source of your being. If you don't spend time in relationship, you're going to have no idea the nature of that energy. So you have to spend time with it, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. Oh my goodness, David, that much amount of time? Well, yes. If you haven't yet made the ascension your priority, now is the time. This is your sign to do so. Fit your life around your ascension, not the other way around. If you fit your ascension around your life, you're just not going to make time for your spiritual unfoldment. Okay. So when we get things like the solar flash, which is coming, and galactic waves, you'll be fine. There's no death. Death doesn't exist. But you will be able to receive these energies with ease and grace, much more. So the 90-day Throne of God practice is so much more than just connecting to Creator. It's building the entire framework of your ascension. And we're going to get into that and unfold it more and more with the weeks, and certainly with the Sovereign Academy coming up. And of course, I speak from personal experience as far as I have gone upon the path of mysticism in my hourly, daily, weekly, monthly practice. And I will only share with you what I have experienced unless I preface with, I've not yet experienced this, rah, rah, rah. Okay. So the goddess energy is bringing back into balance the entirety of Creator. Now, when I talk about Creator and God, I can only do so to you with an intellectual language, okay, which is just, it's not suitable to describe the infinite. However, I'll do my best. So when I experience the Creator, it's very much a playful, childlike, neutral, masculine and feminine energy. It's neutral. It's all of it combined. I can't even describe it. And so in my practice, what I will do is I'll start asking questions, because I hear the still small voice. And I'll be able to ask the Creator questions about stuff. Reincarnation, explain that, explain multidimensionality of the soul, and I'll start to receive information. And much of that I share with you, I share with the inner circle members as well. But you can do this. I don't want to be a source of this information. I want to be irrelevant to you. I want you to be doing this, you to be leading your ascension. Okay, anyway. So the goddess energy is so, so important. So go and check out that message if you haven't yet already on Patreon. But we're going to get into Antarctica. Oh my goodness. Let me have this on the screen here. Maybe like this. Okay. Keep an eye out for any trolls in the chat, people. I'll be watching. Okay, we're going to skim through these slides because there's some more important ones that I want to get to. If you want to read these, I will upload the slideshow for the Inner Circle members on Patreon after the show. So you will have access to this, so don't worry. This was an extremely deep dive, but summarized version of Antarctica. So some interesting information came up from this. So the forbidden continents. We're going to get into some juicy stuff in a minute. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in 59 by 12 nations and entered into force in 61. Today, more than 50 nations honor it. Why would the Antarctic Treaty be important? Article 1 sets the entire continent apart for peaceful purposes alone, making Antarctica the only landmass on Earth where military activity is banned by international law. However, there's all kinds of stuff going on underground, as we know. An entire continent placed under a seal before most of the modern world was born. I wonder why that is. Okay, very interesting. Think about that. Within a single 3-year window, Prince Harry trekked to the South Pole in December 2013. Patriarch Kirill made the first visit by any leader of the Russian Orthodox Church in 2016, blessing the ice at the bottom of the world. Why are these famous people going to Antarctica? It's a very, apparently, according to the mainstream, a barren, cold continent. Why on earth are these high-profile people going back and forth to Antarctica? Very important question there. Secretary of State John Kerry became the highest ranking American official ever to set foot on the continent. Very important. Arriving during election week in November 2016. And also, Buzz Aldrin flew in 1 month later, but was then medically evacuated. Why have you got astronauts, sitting members of Congress, royal family members visiting Antarctica? Okay, they're telling you something. There's plenty of secret stuff going on which you don't get told, but they're telling you this in the mainstream. Okay, there's mainstream news stories about these people visiting Antarctica. Why are they going to Antarctica? It's not to see the penguins. Okay, it's not to see. That's more the Arctic, but it's not to see the polar bears and the penguins. All right, there's a lot of stuff underground now as the U.S. now gets into the President Donald J. Trump just came out with some pretty hard language regarding, I'm not going to mention it, but I just did, the E word, right? The voting system, okay? And how there has been massive interference, apparently, okay? What has Antarctica got to do with this? That's going to come out, okay, very, very soon. All roads at this point lead to Antarctica, okay? The question the map cannot answer. The most protected people on Earth keep appearing at the most protected place on Earth. Okay, very interesting. Princes, patriarchs, astronauts, and statesmen all drawn south inside the same brief window. When that happens, the location becomes a testimony and questions start to become mainstream. What is underneath the ice? Okay. The maps that should not exist. Antarctica was officially sighted in 1820, apparently. Okay, this is the surface level mainstream information about Antarctica. Of course, we know about the secret esoteric exopolitical side of it, which we'll get into in a minute. The Piri Rice map of 1513. Go and check this out, guys. Very interesting to researchers. Go and check it out. Drawn from source charts, the admiral traced back to the days of Alexander. The Orontius Phineas world map of 1531 Let me know if you can find that map. That's very interesting. And Mercator's celebrated Atlas, 1569. Of course, the maps today are very different. All portray the southern continent, with the Phineas map showing coasts, bays, rivers, and mountain ranges, matching the true shape revealed by below ice surveys during International Geophysical Year 58. And I'm not going to read the rest because this is kind of the surface level information that you can go and find, guys. But this is very interesting. Okay, Antarctica is a very interesting place. Okay, the Anunnaki file, the great below. Here we go. Arcalum, the land at the bottom of the world. Highly encourage you to read Zachariah Sitchin's works. Very, 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 very powerful. He identified the mysterious Sumerian term, Arcalum, as Antarctica itself, and read the ancient texts as a survey of the southern continent after the quote-unquote Great Flood. A deluge he traced the Antarctic ice sheet, slipping into the ocean roughly 13,000, important number as it relates to Atlantis, years ago under the gravitational pull of the returning 12th planet. While the Anunnaki lifted away from their spaceport as the great wave rose. What was there before? Okay, questions you should be asking if you're not already, guys. In the aftermath, the texts describe Marduk surveying the lower world and discovering the devices stationed were gone. Instruments described as reaching to the heaven of Anu, believed by scholars to be crystals of unknown purpose. Something belonging to the gods stood at the bottom of the world before the flood. Okay, is it a ship? And something belonging to the gods was lost there beneath the returning ice. Barbara Marciniak's Pleiadians, here we go again, speak of civilizations more than 500,000 years old, lying buried beneath the ice caps of the far southern continent. Radu Cinema's Chronicles, again, highly encourage you to get into Radu's works. Very, very good. Describe a structure emerging from the Antarctic snow, serving as an antenna linked to distant worlds, and count the polar access points among the deepest state secrets of Earth. Why would that be? Deepest state secrets on Earth in Antarctica. Craziness. Separate shelves, separate decades, one buried. Inheritance. Okay, here we go. Operation High Jump and the secret space program. We heard about some of this in the MK Ultra hearings a little bit. Okay, Germany's expedition 38 and 39 claimed the territory of New Schwabenland and seeded the enduring tradition of Base 211. Go and research this, guys. Very interesting. Operation High Jump followed with Admiral Richard Byrd commanding nearly 5,000 personnel and 13 ships. An armada provisioned for many months that withdrew after just a week. And Operation Deep Freeze established a permanent presence that has remained on the ice since 56. Now, why would he do that? Why would he send a fleet out there? What did he know about? And what came back? Okay, it is among the whistleblower community, and I know this is true, that they encountered some of the Orion group, okay, advanced weaponry, advanced opposition that decimated their fleet very, very, very quickly, okay? Because Antarctica is guarded and has been home to a large portion of the reps, of the reptilians for a while. In March of 47, the Chilean newspaper El Mercurio carried Admiral Byrd's statement that the US would need to prepare against hostile objects. Strange, able to fly from pole to pole at incredible speed. Interesting. A general press dispatch whose full meaning has been debated ever since. While later accounts preserve his mysterious declarations concerning what lies within the Earth itself. Navy insider William Tompkins, who's got a phenomenal testimony, very credible testimony, guys. Go and check out William Tompkins' interviews on Project Camelot and also other places. Testified to German bases beneath the ice and a breakaway program. Why the Germans? David Wilcock, our late brother, and Corey Good, disclosures describe a pre-civilization some 55,000 years old. 3 ancient motherships entombed beneath the ice. Beings held in stasis as classified excavation continues. Of course, Linda Moulton Howe's Navy Insider was a very interesting story that, true or untrue, you decide, described a vast octagonal structure below the ice. And the Transylvanian files of Radio Cinema's books speak of a classified division studying distortions of space and time at the southern continent. Okay, we're going to get to consciousness in a minute, but let's just breathe for a second and pause there, because what Antarctica does is it unlocks a whole new level of understanding of what reality really is. Okay, because it leads back to Atlantis, pre-Atlantis, and civilizations far more advanced than we have today that have gone on before us. Okay, and that the current civilization and the way that we live and work in the human world is this strange creation of true reality that has been pulled over the eyes of civilization. Okay, in other words, what do I mean by that? We've been kept in the dark about Earth's true history. Of course, those of you who are starseeds and light workers watching, you know all about this. This is old news, and this is not new to you. However, we need to be prepared for it, because as more and more of these things become unraveled, more of these headlines, and as we go deeper towards Antarctica, which is coming, guys, I've been told it's coming sooner than we think, quickly. There are going to be people who are asking questions who've got no idea what I'm talking about right now. And you're going to need to be equipped with some things. Not you have to tell them the whole story. You're going to become some scholar. But they are going to need reassurance. Okay, now the ascension on Earth is about the ascension of the species, not about you or me. Okay, enlightenment is never about you, never about me. It's always about serving the divine plan. And part of that divine plan that we have as Starseeds and light workers incarnate here is to help and to assist and to serve when we're called upon. And let me tell you, we're going to be called upon more and more and more as we lead towards these solar flash events. Okay. So if you're thinking that you just want to get out of here and ascend, we got work to do, guys. Ascension is a verb, isn't it? Okay, where's my camera moving around? Live chat, how are we doing? Okay. Let's do any little screens on any trolls. Any trolls in there we need to get rid of? Maybe we have a clean sheet today. Yeah, in the Black Panther, they show hidden lands by cloaking devices, Martin. They've used that tech in different ways. One of them is for the LOC there on the moon base, as well as other places. Absolutely right. Okay. Operation Deep Freeze sounds like my love life. All right, Michael. Seed of Love Cacao. Jess, hello. Welcome, welcome. Jess and Mabel. Dear friends. Okay, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome. Let's carry on. William Tompkins testified to German bases inside or beneath, the ice, and a breakaway program. Weird. Of course, we've already gone through this. Sorry, I'm reading over old ground. Let's carry on. The mirror. Here we go. Changing gears now. This is really, really important, because the only reason why Antarctica is, we are heading towards the Antarctica disclosures now. If you think about what's beneath the ice, and what's beneath the ice in consciousness, as above, so below. Now we're going to get to this. Everything you're seeing happen is as a result of consciousness evolution. Okay. As we go down the depths of the frozen layers and start to ask the question, who am I? Where am I? What am I? Why am I? Okay. We're starting to thaw the layers to get to the truth. What's happening with these disclosures? The same thing. All right. Disclosure follows consciousness. All right. There's no other way around that. Everything is energy and frequency, guys. And consciousness is energy, of course. It's all there is. And as we go deeper into this ascension, as we evolve consciously more and more and more, waking up to our true nature, it's naturally pushing these disclosures forward. And that's twofold. One, it's doing it naturally. Two, it's forcing the white hat, who are well aware of this. At least many of the contingents of the alliance are well aware of the consciousness aspect of this. It's forcing them to disclose stuff. Why? Because we become more able to remote view. We become more telepathic. We become more connected to the Akashic record. So we get this information downloaded to us more and more and more, right? Because the living library is the original human genome was designed, and denied. Thank you. Designed to connect to the living library. That's our original genome. And the more that we evolve, the more that this stuff gets brought to the surface because we develop the ability to access it. Okay, so they're trying to get ahead of this a little bit. And it's happening faster and faster and faster. You'll notice that Elon Musk now is talking about things at a way faster pace. The timelines on not needing money in the future and not needing to save for retirement and AI has been brought forward more and more and more and more. From 15 years to 10 years, now it's 5 years. Now we've got 3 years, right? So if you follow the narrative, they are well aware of how fast things are happening because we're waking up and we're bringing forth this information. The iceberg principle, okay, this is how it relates to consciousness. This is really cool to think about it this way. All right, only 1/10 of an iceberg rise above the waterline. 9/10 of it waits below. The human self is built the very same way. The waking personality is the visible sliver, all right? While the vast body, or the true nature of who you are, memory and soul and spirit, extends beneath the surface of ordinary awareness. Think about an iceberg for a minute. Antarctica is the Earth's own portrait of the human condition. Interesting. The field beneath all form. So Max Planck, many of you have heard of the Planck scale, the father of quantum theory, declared that a conscious and intelligent mind is the matrix of all matter. Very cool. David Bohm described an implicate order enfolding the visible world. Nassim Haramein, big fan of Nassim, his unified field physics calculates that a single cubic centimeter of so-called empty space holds more energy. I'm going to read this again. This is very, very important. Nassim Haramein's unified physics calculates that a single cubic centimeter of so-called empty space holds more energy than all the visible matter in the universe. Okay, think about that for a minute. That's massive, massive statement. Now, the law of one channeling has given us this plainly. Intelligent infinity focused into intelligent energy, becoming light, becoming form. So what does that mean? It means that quantum mechanics is becoming more mainstream now. Nassim Haramein has been, if you watch his story, he's been really pushed out of mainstream physics for a long time. And he's getting to a point where it's undeniable. Now, of course, as William Tompkins' testimony has described and many others, the mainstream sciences and the mainstream everything has been heavily infiltrated. And the information that is in the mainstream side of things is mostly inaccurate. Okay, well, it's accurate to a very, very low level of awareness. But as we rise in consciousness, the sciences become completely obsolete, guys. They become inexplainable. They can't define what consciousness is, et cetera, et cetera. For example, mainstream science, when you go into it and ask mainstream science the question of why does the human heart beat, it doesn't have an answer for it. Okay, the human brain doesn't beat the heart. It beats by itself involuntarily. Okay, why? Because it's governed by intelligent infinity. And if you go into mainstream science, it doesn't recognize God, intelligent infinity, right? This is going to change very, very soon. And people like Nassim Haramein are changing the framework of it. But the reason why you have these over unity devices, free energy devices, which we have in the secret programs, which are going to become mainstream before you know it, by the way. as we've been told, is coming. It's already in operation to some degree in some components. It pulls energy. So imagine I haven't got something here, a box, a cube, okay, with technology where it pulls in energy from the quantum vacuum, from space around you, which is not space at all, as I just read out. It pulls in energy from protons and electrons into it, okay, and then outputs a higher level of it over unity. Inputs in, outputs more. That's a free energy device. Basic concept of it, different variations of it. And that device then is self-sustaining. Doesn't need a generator to power it. Doesn't need electricity. Doesn't need anything because it's got a self-sustaining quantum battery, okay? And it can output infinite amounts of energy because time and space is infinite, right? So when we start to explore the implications of this, of consciousness-assisted technology, which is being rolled out, it's coming, we start to be able to understand how the cost of modern infrastructure, engineering, manufacturing, agriculture is going to come down to such a degree that you'll experience in not very long things like if you want to go and buy a car now, which the average car is, let's just say 20 grand US, the average car in 5 to 10 years from now, maybe less, is going to be about $1. Okay. I'm not kidding you. And you're going to be receiving a universal high income wage. Now, those of you who are more of the mindset of the sort of the control element, that alarms you because you think that we're heading towards this one world government, this one digital currency thing, and we are, but it's not run by the cabal. Okay, it's not going to be run by the cabal. And any narratives which suggest that it will be are just temporary narratives. It will be completely evolved. Trust me. We're not heading towards this this dystopian future. Quite the opposite. Those narratives that are in the dystopian lane are quite inaccurate. We didn't come this far in consciousness evolution now to be controlled by this cabal. Okay, we're evolving way beyond it. But these over-unity devices will be used to power homes, devices in mainstream industry, and the cost of everything is going to come right down in not very long. Okay, separation is the ice. If all form is one field of living light, okay, then matter is frozen light. Very interesting. And separation is the freeze. Okay, very cool. An ice sheet of the mind. Humanity has lived for ages beneath a fence of frequency that kept the vast self, imagine the iceberg now, hidden below the waterline of awareness. And that fence, as the Pleiadian records declare, we know this, is now full of holes with light pouring through. Amazing. Let's see now. Okay, energy bodies. This is very, very important. Across almost every single great tradition, the human being is mapped as 7 bodies with one being. Okay, the physical vehicle, the etheric template, the astral body of emotion and the dreamscape, the mental body of thought, the causal body carrying the record of every lifetime, that's the Akash, the Buddhic body of unity, knowing, and the atmic spark that never left its source. This is echoed by the 5 koshas of Vedanta. Go and research this, guys. It's very, very interesting. Egypt has its own. Egypt's Ka and Ba and Ak. The Kabbalah's 5 levels of soul and the law of one in most recent times. Read through violet ray bodies. Okay, the law of one really outlines this very, very well. So go and check out the law of one books, guys. The interface on the record, the etheric body is the interface. I'm going to show you a diagram in a minute where the higher electrical current lands. Okay, Kundalini rises from the base of the spine to meet the cosmic instreamings, awakening clairvoyance, clairaudience, telepathy. Here we go. This is why we're forcing disclosure and knowing beyond anything the mind alone cannot reach. The causal body is the record, the imperishable storehouse that has read every page, of every one of your lives and carries the harvest of all of them forward. The layers of the self are the strata of the ice. And awakening proceeds exactly like a thaw. Layer by layer, the sheath grows translucent. The buried light climbs towards the surface, and the journey ends where it began, at the I am, the shining center at the center of your being. The light body is uncovered rather than added. Okay, this is very important. The light body is uncovered rather than added, for it was always shining beneath the layers. Okay, this is big stuff, guys. Here we go. Let's carry on. I'm not going to go through this in too much depth, but go and check out the slides if you are a member on Patreon after the show, guys. This is very, very interesting. Okay. This is not necessarily in order. So I'm going to go 1 to 7 here. 1. Okay. Look at that red inner circle. It's number 1. The physical body. Okay. This is the smallest component of your true self. You are not your physical body. You have a body. The dense vehicle of experience to experience the third density. Okay. Now, this is important. You have different energy bodies to experience different realms. Okay. A simple way to prove this is to look at the dreamscape. Okay. When you go into the dreamscape, you're not in the physical body. Okay. Now, your physical body is still there, but your consciousness, your conscious awareness has moved into which? The astral body. Okay. That's a different body. Now, go and watch Doctor Strange, at least the first Marvel movie. It's a very interesting depiction of the astral body. Okay. The same astral body can be used for astral travel, astral projection, bilocation, etc. Not so much bilocation, but more of the astral projection side of things. But when you dream, you are in a different body. That's why it feels so weird and lucid and crazy, and you can create things. You're in a different dimension. You're in the astral dimension, whereby your thought creates reality instantaneously. Okay, which is why you can, and again, the movie Inception is a great delineation of this. And also some other disclosures, which we won't get into now, more nefarious stuff. But the astral space is a very curious space, but you can't go there in the physical body. Now, unless you're highly enlightened, where you can take your body with you, you can't travel into the astral space unless you move into the astral body. Okay. In the same token, you're experiencing this density, third density, in this physical body, the one you can touch, and you're in the physical, the one you experience the human life with. Okay. Now, where we're going into the fourth density, which is through the astral plane, okay, and up towards the fifth and higher. For those of you that choose to do this, you will require a different body. You cannot go there. Now, in the movie Lucy, there's a wonderful, with Scarlett Johansson, there's a wonderful depiction of, it's later on in the film, I think, and she is looking at a screen where, or Morgan Freeman is, I can't remember who's looking at it, but it's been a while since I saw it. But there's a car that's on replay. It moves across the screen and then it's on loop and it replays again and again. And initially it's slow, but then they speed the frame up. Okay, so the car goes on and off the screen faster and faster and faster and faster, and then boom, disappears. The car is still there. It's just moving at a rate of speed that the human eye can't see. Okay. Now, the further you get up in dimensional space or dimensional energy, the faster the resonance of your atoms, photons, protons, and electrons will be. So your physical body, which vibrates at a certain speed, will not be able to go there. Okay. So we'll need a different body, a light body, which is why the Merkaba light body that we built last week, I think, is a prelude to some of these new bodies. Very, very important. Okay, I could spend more time here, but let's carry on. Number 2, the etheric body, the energy template and prana circuitry, home of the chakras where the kundalini rises, the form maker, Egypt's Ka body. Okay, this is the orange one, the second one out from the middle. Number 3, I'm going to go through this quite fast, guys, so go back and look at this. The astral body, here we go. The body of emotion and desire, your nightly vehicle across the dreamscape and the planes beyond it. This is the third ring out from the center. Number 4, the mental body, the body of concrete thought. Okay, think about when you think. Where are your thoughts coming from? Where are they going? Where is your mind located? The human mind. Okay, it's not in the body. Your brain processes those thoughts, but it doesn't produce them. The architecture of belief through which the vehicle frames its reality, the fourth ring out, the mental body. Number 5, the causal body, okay, the soul body, the imperishable record of every lifetime. So as you rise in consciousness, you start to better access the Akash, okay, carrying the harvest of all of them forward. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings out. Number 6, the Buddhic body. Hold on a minute. Let's move that away. The Buddhic body, the body of unity knowing and direct intuition. Here we go. The light body proper of the great transitions. Right. So one of the major things we will merge into as we go up in dimensions. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rings out. Okay, very interesting stuff, guys. Number 7, the atmic body, the divine spark that never left its source, the Yekida of Kabbalah, the violet ray complete body, the I am. Okay, now if you go up to the top of this diagram, the Sutratma, the silver cord, and this is your connection to your oversoul. These energy bodies are not your soul, but they make up the energetic layers that your oversoul governs. Absolutely fascinating stuff, isn't it? Incredible. 7 bodies, 1 being. The layers of the self are the strata of the ice, and awakening is the melt from within. Pretty amazing. Okay? Pretty amazing. The great cycle, who am I and why now? The axis of the earth traces one great circle through the zodiac, which is why the zodiac, at least the sidereal, is so important, roughly every 25,800 years. The precession of the equinoxes and the law of one describes a master cycle of 75,000 years composed of 3 such turnings, now completing, right? It's why it's crazy in the world right now. We're completing a cycle. In the season it names the harvest. While Sri Yukteswar, one of our masters, we bring him in, don't forget, the teacher. Well, Sri Yukteswar's calendar confirms humanity climbing through an ascending age of energy awareness. Okay, everything's on track, guys. This is what's happening right now. The Pleiadian record names years 87 through 2012, the nanosecond. This is very, very important. A hinge of time so valuable that beings across the ages converge upon it. All right. During which the frequency fence around the planet failed. The cosmic instreamings intensified, and Kundalini began rising throughout an entire species at once. Okay, consciousness evolution, preparing the way for the great solar flash. Our ongoing work has followed across all of our channeled sources. Okay, the question is the signature. For the first time in the whole turning of the wheel, now humanity is asking the key question together: who am I? That question is the sound of the causal record opening and the sign of the harvest to come. The question arrives on schedule because the cycle itself has carried the species to the door of its own identity, and the door opens from within. Okay? This is why you're seeing everything go crazy right now. Everything's being brought up to the surface because, at least at the subconscious level, more and more people, more and more oversouls governing their little human puppets, okay, are streaming more energy through, forcing the human vessels to ask the question, who am I? Where am I? Why am I? That's why so many people now are feeling a complete disconnect, right, with the old work they used to do, the people they used to spend time with. It doesn't make sense anymore because it's disresonant to the resonance that you're stepping into. It's just frequency, just energy. There's nothing wrong with you. There is no midlife crisis. There's just a realignment of energy, right? So as I say now, I said before, many, many times, start focusing on purpose. Forget about money. Don't put your family in jeopardy. That's the place you're in. Make sure everything's taken care of. But start seeing through the veil of the exchange system. Okay. Conceptualize it materially if you like. Imagine you had $100 million. I gave you $100 million right now. What would you do with your life? What would I want to do? What would I want to have? Who would I want to become? How would I want to serve? If you're not asking these questions, you're already behind. But that's okay. No critique, no judgment. Just recognize it neutrally, recognize it in love, and start asking the questions. What would I do if I had 100 million, which represents freedom from the exchange system, really? Okay. How would I want to serve? Now, your intellectual mind cannot provide you the answer, which is why the 90-day practice, starting to get used to tuning into the divine, is so, so important. Why? Not my will, but thine. This is living by grace, guys. Now, those of you who are in the inner circle received a very important passage from Joel Goldsmith earlier on in the week about this, okay, in the group chat. Ascension is not about you. Now, of course, you have to go through it, but it's about serving the divine plan. So what's your purpose? What gifts can you bring to serve the divine plan? Ask for them to be revealed to you. Ask. Okay, and asking is a significant declaration of readiness. Okay, ask your purpose to be revealed. Very important. Let's continue. Okay. I'm going to keep going here because you can go back and read these. All right, here we go. Here's the iceberg. Okay, the ego self and what we call the right identity, who you truly are, is underneath that. All right, the reality is much, much bigger than that. But the 90-day challenge, okay, go back and read this again, guys. If you haven't started this 90-day challenge, I highly encourage you to start today. We're going to run to the 27th of September. All right, we started on June 30th. And the things that some of you are experiencing that you're posting in the group chat on Patreon is profound. It's incredible. You're unfolding. And it's a blessing to be doing this with you. It's amazing. Okay, so start today. Go and read this, guys. Go read this back. I'm not going to go through it again because those of you who are doing this are already familiar with this. We've got a point system running with this. Okay, for those of you who want to make it fun or competitive, some of you that this does not resonate with, you don't like this, that's fine. Whatever you choose to do, it's fine. But I introduced a point system for this. So you can make it fun if you like. We had an elevation to the point system. So go pause the screen, watch this back, and read this. Okay. Let's get to tonight's work. A very, very important meditation journey from Michael. It was a very powerful message. So what are we going to be doing tonight? The charging of the key. Okay, tonight we're going to our own personal pyramid of light to spark up our own creator particles. Okay, it's going to be very powerful. Get ready for this. The smallest living units of created light streaming down into the heart, where the white fire ember has waited beneath lifetimes of frost. Breath by breath, we warm it until the heart glows like a lamp. Okay, then we descend within our circle, the family of light. We travel down as one along the shining pathways. This is very important for the new earth of the crystalline grid. Okay, beneath the ice, beneath the earth and stone and silence, into a deep place no map has ever carried. Excuse me. There, beneath all the named chakras of the world, waits an unnamed one, a sealed lens of living light, the secret spring that quietly feeds every well, It cannot be forced open. It answers only to love. Tonight, together, we turn the seal. This will be the question that wakes the world. So, why are we doing this? We're doing this to allow others who are asking the question of who am I to unfold with ease and grace. Okay. Very important. This is our purpose. And here is why we open it. Everything is hidden. Everything that is hidden is surfacing now. And within us, just as Michael has told us, as the seal turns, streams of creator light rise through the grid. The frequency of the earth steadies. And everywhere ordinary people pause midlife, caught by one quiet question: who am I? Here we go. With each asking, the God bridge, which we're going to build tonight, kindles within them. And we hold the gate open so the light keeps rising and the whole world remembers. Okay, big one tonight. So we're going to start this in about 5 minutes or less. Okay, so get into your meditation space. If you've got any questions about anything, please pop it into all caps and pop it in the live chat right now. Anything regarding the 90-day challenge, consciousness, I will answer a couple of questions to the best of my ability. This is going to be a great meditation. I don't think any of us are stopping after the 90 days. Well, that's the idea. Love that comment. Beautiful. Okay, earlier you said something about how you can't go into the astral physically unless, but are you saying that it is possible to go into the astral physically? Interesting question. Everyone's experience with their own astral traveling will be a little bit different. Okay. And no one answer is true here because there's different levels and abilities with this kind of work. One thing I will say is if you are into the astral traveling, astral projection, all these things, just be mindful of this. It is a realm which is largely governed by quite a lot of nefarious entities. And so if you're thinking about getting into this just for curiosity, I probably wouldn't. This level will come naturally to you. You can be really messed with in this realm. And I've had lots of occurrences over the years with being messed with by negative entities. Okay. And you learn how to elevate above them and neutralize them, etc. But they hold all the keys there, guys. They're way more powerful than we are in that space because that's their playground. So just be aware of that. So in the astral realm, the lower fourth density, you can't enter into the lower fourth density in this body without serious complication. Okay, so you have to enter it in your astral body. Now, how do you enter your astral body? Well, you have to go through a sort of a process of meditative or activation or mergence with that body. And there's different techniques to astral traveling or to astral entry. In the dreamscape, you go in there naturally, so you don't have to worry about that practice consciously. But there are conscious practices that you can use, and many people teach this. I don't really go near this space anymore because it is quite a challenging space to be in. But you can't go into the astral realm with this physical body. It needs to be in a different body. So I hope that answers that question. Do. This is a very important question. Of course you can. However, this gets into a very, very important topic, which we're going to be going deep in the Sovereign Academy. Prayer, as it has been taught in the traditional realm, is quite false. Okay. And that's not to say it's bad. That's not to say you shouldn't do it. But prayer is really asking God for something. Now, God has never answered any single one of those prayers. Not one. No one prayer asking God for something has ever been answered in the history of existence. Okay. However, those prayers have been answered by entering a state of receptivity. All right. As the mystics, saints, and sages have told us ad infinitum. Okay. Uh, God doesn't operate in the human realm until you move yourself into a state of receptivity. God is, and God is ising all the time. Okay. It's the infinite invisible. It's the divine, maintaining, creating, sustaining principle of all that is. Okay. To ask God for something, peace on earth, is to suggest that God is withholding it already. Quite false. Okay. However, the more we become conduits for this divine energy, the more that permeates out through the quantum web. All right. The more that permeates out through the quantum web, the more consciousnesses receive it, the more antennas get turned on. All right. Think about a big radio station broadcasting out and nothing is picking it up until the hardware is built by humans, the antennas are built, and then, oh, we can start to receive that radio signal. Okay. The same is true of our human vessels receiving that God light. Okay. But we can't ask God for peace on earth. It's never happened. We've never reached God with that prayer, ever. Here's how you know for certain. How many people have prayed for peace on earth since the beginning of humanity? Hundreds and hundreds of millions, hundreds of millions of prayers for peace on earth to God have never been answered. Why? Either God is ignoring us, and we have the Old Testament God of good and evil, okay? Or we are what? Praying amiss, okay? I believe we are praying amiss. And so when we go to the Ascended Masters to stop wars on earth, why would we do that when we can accomplish that peace by this consciousness work? Because no human means can achieve peace on earth. Okay. Why? It's the age old saying, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. No conquering through physical means of a nation, a place, a person has ever resulted in peace on earth. Ever. There may have been a temporary peace, but we've always come back around to more violence. Why? Because the consciousness hasn't changed. Very, very important this. This is when we're talking about consciousness today. More. All right. The only way that peace on earth will ever be established is to realize that peace on earth is already available. It's already in existence. But you're not yet in the state of consciousness to live in that atmosphere. But you can be. We can be. It's called living in the atmosphere of God. Right now, the 90-day Throne of God challenge is going to get you into the habit of communing with the divine. All right. So you're going to be building the levels of living in this atmosphere to a point where one day you're just probably going to disappear in front of the people in front of you. Because remember the car, right? You're going to be now vibrating at such a high level that you're simply, poof, I'm out. I'm going to the next density. Now, we've heard of this again across the ages. The masters, saints, and sages, many of them, many accounts of this, all right, very credible ones, of people who've achieved high levels of enlightenment who one day just say, you know what? I'm done in the human existence. Boom. They disappeared. What was Jesus' resurrection? The resurrection of Yeshua. Okay, same thing. So, peace on earth is already there. Peace on earth is not a material thing. Peace on earth isn't birds singing and forests and rivers and waterfalls. That's not peace. Is it beautiful? Of course it is. It's wonderful. Love it. I love being around it. However, it's not true peace. There is only my peace. Okay, the peace, if you're familiar with the Christian literature, scripture, the peace that passeth understanding. What does that mean? Living in the atmosphere of the divine. So David Hawkins would talk about becoming a living, walking meditation. Okay, Dr. David Hawkins got some very amazing work. That's what living by grace is, whereby you embody the energies of the divine, okay, by practicing things like the 90-day throne of God practice, by practicing the principles of those who've achieved high levels of enlightenment. Okay, so Strength Comfort Media 6104. Why would we call upon the Ascended Masters when we can do it ourselves? Now, we can still call upon our guides and our team to surround us and ask for help. Nothing wrong with that. Don't stop doing that. Okay. But build towards the levels I'm talking about. Okay. Because there are levels to this stuff, right? You don't just say, oh, I'm living in the atmosphere of God and walk out into the middle of the highway. That would be a very bad idea. Okay? Don't do that. Right. Remember, we're going to get into there's a show. Again, this is from Valier's book, but I'm going to bring in a delineation of this, the temptations of Christ, the three temptations. A very interesting parable, this, because it relates so much to the work we're doing. And one of those, of course, is evolving the understanding of what the devil or what Satan or what evil or dark, whatever you want to call it, is. It's just a temptation. Okay, it's a temptation to believe in two powers, a temptation to believe in separation. And it comes in many forms, right? For another show. Okay. Luke Skywalker disappeared. Love that. Yeah, of course you see that in Star Wars, right? They disappear. Strike me down, Darth, and I'll become more powerful than you ever could. What is it? You can ever dreamed. You can imagine, whatever. But Obi-Wan Kenobi said that in the first Star Wars. Okay, and what everyone was like, "What the hell? No, don't kill him! Like, we need him as a character. We need him in the physical. He's fighting all these wars." But of course, through ascension, all right, through that moving into the high dimensional space, became more powerful than ever because he moved closer to his true identity. Okay, I love that. Sorry, I butchered that quote. I love Star Wars. I know what that quote is. I can't remember it, but I know what it is. Okay, let's get into tonight's meditation, guys. I've got work to do. I've got a powerful message from Archangel Michael that those of you in our inner circle have already read, but we're going through it again tonight. So 60 seconds, guys. Go and grab headphones. Over 1,000 of you live here. Get in your meditation space where you're not going to be disturbed for about 25 minutes max, I think, today. I'm going to layer in some music in just a moment. I need your help in the live chat to let me know how my voice sounds, but it's going to give you a minute to get into that space. Okay. Let's change gears. I know you're all ready. So let me know, guys. 5x5 if it sounds good. If the music needs to come down, let me know. It should be at the same level as last week, but this will be the music volume for the meditation. Okay, so let me know. 5x5 if we're good. If not, let me know whether my voice or music needs to come up or down. 5x5s. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Yoku Dreka, 2311. Clara, thank you. Elena Hargreaves. Urk, 803. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. John, thank you. All of you. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. Thank you, all of you beloved friends. Close your eyes. I invite you. Let us go on a journey. You know the drill. You know what to do. Let's go there together. I will walk you through. If you haven't already, call upon your guides and your team to join you, to surround you, to hold the light. Nothing wrong with inviting them in. They're just our brothers and sisters, helping us hold the space. If you feel so called to do so, call upon the archangels of the horizontal direction, as I will do now, as I call them out with me, to join us in this inner circle now. So, beginning in the east, we ask for Archangel Raphael, who's the archangel of air, who carries the green ray. Clarity, clean perception, clean mind. Brother Raphael, or Sister Raphael, however you see the archangels, join us in the east now. And to the south, Archangel Michael, the archangel of fire, who we shall be working with tonight, who carries the blue ray, courage with love, protection without fear. Join us to the south, Brother Michael, and to the west, Archangel Gabriel, the archangel of water, carrying the diamond white ray of mercy, softness, emotional cleansing. Join us in the west, Brother Gabriel, at this time. Last but not least, to the north, Archangel Uriel, the archangel of earth, who carries the red ray, stability, groundedness, embodied presence. Join us in the north, Brother Uriel now. 4 archangels, 4 directions of the horizontal plane. Feel their presence, feel their light. Also to join us in the circle now, to surround us, we call upon the great masters of the ages, the saints and sages who've carried the embers of these wisdoms that we learn about, that we embody, that we practice today, that we may birth this great ascension. So honor us with your presence, and we call upon your presence now. We ask for the presence of Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, Saint Germain, the loved one. Call them in with me if you feel called. Zoroaster, the king. Zarathustra, the magi. Lao Tzu, the old sage. The Buddha. Babaji, the eternal one. Lahiri Mahasaya, the smiling guru. Sri Yukteswar, the teacher. Paramahansa Yogananda, the gift. El Moria, the Lord of the first ray. Kuthumi, the great guiding light. Call them in. Dwal Kul, the master teacher. Paul the Venetian. Great Serapis Bey, the Lord of Ascension. Hilarion, the bringer of joy. The English master, Douglas Baker, the keeper of this ashram. Sanat Kumara, the ancient of days, the planetary logos. Amun-Ra, Vesta, Helios, the solar logos. Our beloved Sa, our beloved Sun. Isis, the great mother, the goddess energy returning. Mary Magdalene and the high priestess energy, the divine feminine light. Krishna, the avatar. Guan Yin, the incandescent one. Aina, the 9th dimensional guide. Mohammed, the prophet. And Joshua, who walked with God. Family of light, the masters in you. Yahweh, the divine connection in you. Saviors in all of you. We are the ones we have been looking for. I invite you now to take a deep breath in through the nose and hold the breath at the top. Hold the breath. Activate the pineal at the center of the brain. Keep on holding. When you are ready to release the breath, release it naturally. 2 more times now, you know the drill. Take another deep breath in, hold the breath at the top once more. Bringing the pineal online. Activate. And when you're ready, release. And a final deep breath in, holding the breath at the top once more, one final time. Lighting up the cave, bringing the pineal online. Activate. And release finally when ready. Feeling connected, feeling that divine antenna plugged in, receiving source light, receiving the love, receiving a remembrance of who you are, your true self, the great soul traveling so many dimensions, but here now to assist in this great planetary ascension. So if you are ready to go on a journey with me, bring your awareness now to the heart center, the heart chakra, imagining a great green ball of light glowing there. The great connection to source. Using the breath if you wish, or just your imagination, start to spin the chakra left to right or clockwise. Use the breath, using the in-breath to expand the size and diameter, and using the out-breath to intensify the light. Making it bigger, making it brighter. And when the chakra point gets to such a size, travel through it, travel into the light with your mind's eye. And as you do, a great flash of light transports you to your own sacred, personal pyramid of light. A great, vast, green and white quartz pyramid, vast in all directions. There is a great loving energy here, a great amplified connection to Source. In the center of the pyramid is a table-like bed floating, and above it, at the apex, the top of the pyramid, is a double-terminated, double-pointed emerald quartz crystal this time. You notice its green tint. Waiting by the table bed is a figure, and he invites you over to join him. You already know who it is. It is our brother Archangel Michael, and he has both the message and an activation for us before our grid work tonight. He invites you to lie on the table and get comfortable in your etheric body. And you do so easily. It supports your weight and is comfortable and warm. Michael speaks. Beloved masters, I greet you from the radiant stillness of first light, the light that was before worlds were, the light from which every sun in every galaxy was kindled. And I ask you now to feel the truth of what I say as it resonates within your heart center, for I would take you now into the buried places. We have been working together week by week. The diamond grid is complete. The crown is seated. The great architecture you have labored to raise, seal upon seal, gateway upon gateway, stands finished in the higher realms, blazing like a jewel upon the brow of your beloved planet. And so you may ask, what remains? What work is there now to do? Great hearts, we tell you with great tenderness, what remained is what was buried. Your work now turns downward and inward from what you have raised on high to what you must now unearth. Consciousness is rising. Before this universe drew its great breath, the Supreme Creator sent forth from its heart core streams of pure love light energy, the creator particles, the adamantine light, the smallest units of divinity, the living substance from which worlds without end are built. That first light was stepped down in radiance through the great central sun, through the great galactic central sun, through the sub-universal great central sun of our Father, Mother, God, until a seed atom of God consciousness was sealed within the diamond core God cell of every soul who would ever journey into form. Ah yes, you know already the precious white fire seed atom of your divine essence. You carry it still. You have always carried it. You did not earn it, and you can never lose it. Within it waits an inexhaustible supply of God particles, living light that answers to one law and one law alone. It must be activated by your loving intention, for love is the power source, the generator of these precious particles from the source of all being. No material force can compel them, no fear can command them. Hear me now, brave hearts, as you traversed the descending pathway into the dense realms of separation. Layer settled upon layer. Grief froze, fear compacted the etheric shields you placed around your sacred heart. Armor forged in lifetimes of betrayal and loss, hardened like snowfall that never melted. Age upon age, until the light was not lost, beloveds. The light was buried. It was always there. So now lift your eyes, for we bring you glad tidings. The cosmic screen of life on Earth is swiftly changing, and the long age of concealment, yes, is ending. Everywhere seemingly at once, and this is not inaccurate. The time for secrecy is over. The sealed files are opening, tranche upon tranche. Those who carried heavy secrets are offered shelter now to speak. Your nations debate openly what they once denied, even to themselves, and the masses are stirring, clamoring for information, for answers, for solutions. The public conversation on your world is bending day by day toward the very questions it was never trained to ask. That which was hidden is now being expunged, exposed, revealed. In the affairs of nations, in the vaults of institutions, in the silent and guarded places of your earth. And always the whispers reach deeper, toward the vaults beneath the vaults, toward what was placed long ago, toward what has been preserved beneath ice and stone and silence, far from common sight. Some of what is whispered is true, some is the fevered guessing of minds starved too long for revelation. But mark this well, beloved ones, the hunger itself is the sign, and this hunger is divine discontent. The soul's refusal to sleep any longer. We see humanity now emerging from its long amnesia, and it has turned its face towards the buried core. What humanity now seeks without is at last prepared to find within. For this is a law of the buried, dear ones. What lies hidden always leaves its traces upon the surface for those with eyes to see. Your world is strewn with such traces now, scattered stones upon the heights that betray the sleeping giant below, old channels beneath the frozen stillness where rivers once sang across a green and living land. And wherever your explorers have pierced through to places sealed in darkness for ages beyond counting, what have they found? Not emptiness, not death. They have found life. Radiance in its persistence, living in the lightless deep, waiting all the while. Do you see what your earth is showing you? The deep disclosure places of your world are the mirror of the human heart. The underground vaults were the keeper. They preserved what the turbulent ages could not be trusted to hold, and the coverings over your own sacred heart. The buried grief, the compacted fear, the long age of forgetting, these were never yours. They were never your shame. They were the vault that kept the diamond safe until the appointed hour. And the appointed hour is now. Okay, hold on, guys. We had another little glitch. So what I need you to do is tell me we are back on and the music is going, and we will carry on. This is very strange. I should be back now. I should be back. Let's remove this. Okay, we should be good, guys, still. So let's carry on. Let's carry on with Michael's message. Okay, let's carry on. Take a couple of deep breaths. Let's get back in. We will continue right along. The appointed hour is now. So understand the true order of revelation for your world. It was inverted. Disclosure does not begin in capitals and archives, in hearings and reluctantly open files. Revelation begins in the human heart and nowhere else. It is because you, the starseeds, the way-showers, the vanguard of the family of light, you who we have called sentinels of light, pillars of light, transformers and transducers of creator light, have been doing the work, breathing the infinity breath, dissolving the etheric shields, melting the inner ice with forgiveness and loving intention, that the outer world can no longer hold what it has hidden. As within, so without. What is unearthed in you must be unearthed in the world. All must evolve or devolve. Nothing remains static, for this is law. In the installation before us now, you will descend beneath your own ice. I shall guide you past the membranes of light that guard the entrance deeper and deeper into your sacred heart chamber, past the permafrost of old grief, feeling the expansion of your solar power center as you go, down to the sacred center of your existence, the diamond core God's cell, wherein burns the white fire's seed atom. There, with the infinity breath as your instrument and love as your power source, you will breathe upon that seed atom as one breathes upon an ember, carried through a long winter, and you will call forth the creator particles of light, the very river of life, to flood your heart chakra, to melt what is ready to melt. So now I place my azure cloak around your shoulders, and I lay my sword of flame upon the path before you. No shadow may claim what will be unearthed together now, for we go by the authority of love light. And against that authority, nothing frozen can stand. So say with me now these words. The ice was never my prison. It was my vault. What was hidden in me now comes to light. Nothing buried in me is lost. I am the diamond beneath the ice. Remember, my brave ones, you are living in the midst of eternity. I will guide, direct, inspire, and protect you, and radiate to each of you the eternal love of our Father, Mother God, for you are loved beyond measure. So feel now the crystal table that you are lying on at its center. The walls of the pyramid now, living crystal, feel them humming softly around you. Feel beneath the table of light the fountain of the violet flame rising and falling. Feel it transmuting all discordant energy you have carried into this place. You need do nothing but breathe now. Lift your inner eyes, for above you, suspended from the apex of the pyramid, hangs the great emerald green etheric crystal. Double terminated, pure beyond any earthly crystal. And from its lower point, radiant sparks are now falling like snow, like a slow lightning of snowfall. This is the rarefied essence of the Supreme Creator and our Father, Mother God. The adamantine particles of divine light. So begin the infinity breath now. You can also just breathe normally. With each breath, the lower point of the great crystal brightens above your heart chakra center, and the sparks begin to fall in a gentle, steady stream down through the layers of your being, into your solar power center, into your sacred heart chamber, down to the diamond core God's cell itself, where the white fire seed atom of your divine essence glows like an ember carried through a long winter. Breathe upon it now. Feel your heart center grow warm. Feel it grow bright. Feel it become what it was always meant to be: a lamp, a key, a tuning fork of creator light. Say within yourself now these words: I am charged with the light of creation. And again, I am charged with the light of creation. It is enough, beloved ones. Yes, it is done quickly, for you have prepared long. Your heart is now the key that fits the lock we travel to. And now we will go down. The pyramid itself will become our vessel, one body of light. All of us together, descending through the base of the pyramid, down a great column of light, into the body of your beloved Gaia. We travel now along the shining pathways of the great crystalline grid. Deeper and deeper we go, past the roots of the mountains, past the memory of ancient rivers, down through layers of ice and stone and silence, into the deep places that no map has ever carried. Hear this, beloveds. Beneath the named wheels of your world, the great chakras of your traditions have charted, there lies one that has never been named. The named centers of your world are wells. This is the spring beneath them all. It was set here before the first snowfall of the world, sealed in trust, appointed to open only when humanity had turned its face towards the buried core. That hour has come, and you are here now. Behold it now, however you perceive it, a vast chamber of stillness, and at its center a great sealed lens of living light. The hidden node of the planetary heart, waiting as your own heart waited, beneath its vault of ages. You notice members of the family of light popping in and arriving, so once again grab a hand to your left, grab a hand to your right, and like the fuse, feel the connection of electricity that runs through every hand. You gather round now in a circle of radiance. Do not force it, do not reach for it. This seal answers to the only one thing, the same law that governs the creator particles themselves. It opens only to loving intention. What opens by love cannot be forced by any physical hand. So now we breathe, all of us, one breath, rising and falling as a single tide. And we let our charged hearts shine upon the seal now, and the seal begins to turn. Not flung wide, turned by degrees, as is wise and merciful. A first thread of creator light rises through the node, pure and singing. Then 3 threads, then 7, then streams beyond counting. The river of life itself flowing up through the hidden spring, out along every meridian of the crystalline grid of Gaia, feeding every well, every sacred site, every wheel of the world. And high above the completed diamond grid, the crown you already seated answers the vault below. Crown above, spring beneath. The great circuit of your planet closes, and the earth begins to shine from the inside out. So feel this love-light frequency of the world steady beneath you, like a trembling hand growing calm, like a wavering note finding its true pitch. Hold it now, hold it steady. This is why you came. Now watch what the light does, beloved ones. Watch what it has always done. All across the surface of the world in this hour and in this moment, and in the days and months to come, as the node opens degree by patient degree, men and women, ordinary in their tasks, pause in the middle of ordinary life. A cook sets down her spoon, a driver to the side of the road. A child looks up from play, and into each of them rises a question they did not choose consciously, ancient as the first light, quiet as a snowfall. Who am I? This is the divine discontent of the soul, beloved one, the holy hunger. It's flowering now into open inquiry across your entire world, and watch as each one asks. Something kindles within them, a thread of radiance arcs upward from the sacred heart towards the higher self. The God bridge, the rainbow bridge of light, igniting span by span within millions who do not yet have words for what is happening to them. For the light is always seeking the light within the darkness. No matter how dim a spark within someone may seem, it may be ignited, and it may burst into flame at any time. See the earth now from within, spark after spark, the honeycomb of consciousness lighting cell by golden cell. Every stream of creator light rising through the hidden node makes the asking easier, the kindling faster, and the remembering nearer. And every one of you holding this gate open now in love is the midwife to it all. Say within yourself now, softly, one voice at a time, these words. I hold the hidden gate open. As I remember who I am, the world remembers with me. I am the diamond beneath the ice. And so it is. Beloved ones, hear me now, for we speak it into the record of the higher realms from this very hour forward. You who have stood in this circle and turned this seal shall be known among us as the keepers of the vault. Those who found the buried light within themselves and so are trusted with the buried light of an entire world. Our work at this node tonight now is complete. See the great lens shining, open by its appointed degrees, and see also now the azure flame of my sword encircle it, not to close it, never to close it, but to guard its opening, so that it may widen only by love, gradually, increasingly, unstoppably, until the river flows freely through every heart on earth. Give thanks to the earth who kept the vault, to the ice who was the keeper, to our Father, Mother God, whose light now rises through the spring. You came, beloved one, to unearth the light, and the light, beloveds, has now unearthed you. So now we leave, now we rise up, 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 along the crystalline grid, up the great column of light we came in on, back into the pyramid of light, where the violet flame fountain washes the journey from your field. Rest a moment on the crystal table once more. In a moment, you will come all the way home, back through the portal of your sacred heart, back into the body that so faithfully carries you. Feel your breath, feel your fingertips, feel the floor of the world beneath you, for you will be back soon. I am Archangel Michael, and I bring you these truths. And so it is. So if you are ready now to journey back into the body, bring your awareness once more to the sacred heart. Using the same technique as before, make the heart chakra light, bigger in diameter, more intense in brightness. Spinning it clockwise as you go. When it becomes big enough, journey through, and with a great flash of divine love light, you are transported back into the physical body, layer by layer, energy bodies coming together. I will give you a count from 5 to 0, 0 being the most awake. 5, just feeling back in the physical, feeling connected and full of love light energy. 4, just rotate the body ever so gently, feeling back in the physical. 3, just slowly moving wrists and ankles. 2, wiggling fingers and toes. 1, about to be fully awake, fully present, fully back in the physical. And 0, when you're ready, eyes open, and welcome back. I will give you a minute to come back in. Okay. Over 1,000 of you in that. That was very powerful. As you all come back in, let me know how that was, what you experienced. I'm sorry we had a little pause in the middle there, or the beginning. Not sure why that is happening. There's no reason for it. And I shall check those numbers again. See if we can find some interesting correlations. Yes, we did go deep. It was a deep one. We went deep into the earth, etherically speaking. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Well, my friends, thank you so much for being part of that. Again, amazing work. The angelic realms continue to guide us, and we continue to follow doing this work together as the family of light. It's my honor to just be the mailman and bring this information forth. I don't claim to be anything more than that. I'm running with you on this great journey. Those of you who are in the inner circle on Patreon, who are our members, I am looking at a messenger platform to evolve from the group chats, and I'm looking at probably Telegram. So watch out for notifications on this. I know some of you have gone into a Discord chat, which is totally fine. But for you inner circle members, I'm going to be doing it more professionally, I think, through this side, as the Patreon live chat is not quite as functional as we need it to be. It serves its purpose, but could be a bit better. So I'm looking at a Telegram business group for us all, where we can share everything. You can find each other if you so choose to. You can DM each other, etc. So watch this space. I'm working on that with a number of other things, as you know, and just another little value add for you all. For the inner circle on Patreon, highly encourage you to join us there if you haven't already. But either way, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your presence and attendance and your light. This work is making a massive difference, and don't think it isn't. And start thinking more about your purpose, guys. Be more in the alignment, in the light of what you want to be doing. Okay, if money was no option, start getting serious about it. It's coming. So get in the groove, and I'll be right there with you. So until next week, until next Monday, I send you all the love in the world. And thank you for being with me on this great journey. We are just getting started. So have an amazing rest of the night wherever you are, or morning, and take this love light energy of the Creator into this week ahead. Inner Circle members, I will see you on Patreon and send you all the love as well, of course. All right, guys, have a great night. Bye for now.